let's talk about the next remedy, which is Grahan Dosh.
Yes, yes. So typically, Grahan Dosh is defined as, either Rahu or Ketu conjoined with Surya or Chandra. So generally, depending on the intensity of conjunction or the distance of conjunction, and whether it is Rahu or Ketu, it is generally defined as Purna Grahan Dosh or partial Grahan Dosh kind of a thing. So that is how thing. So generally, Moon and Sun represent the Shiva and Shakti component in our life.
Okay.
So generally in the chart we have something called Panchanga, right? So Panchanga, there is something called Tithi. So Tithi is primarily the relationship between Shiva and Shakti. How the male and the female energy interplays in our system is represented by the Tithi.
Okay.
So we have, depending on waxing and waning, we have the Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chaturthi and those kind of. So different, every 12 degrees the Tithi changes and it interplays. So here we are talking about something which is affecting the sun and the moon, that is the male and the female energy, and hence the, the relationship, hence the psychology, hence the behavioral aspects of the person changing because of this. So typically, if you sort of read the text and read over the internet, they will say Grahan Dosh talks about if there is a strong Grahan Dosh, there are impediments at every stage in your life.
Okay.
There are things which doesn't fructify. There are conception related issues. There are various other issues which probably crop up because of this. Primarily, it is the psychology of the person getting affected because the Shakti component, the Shiva Shakti and the Devi Shakti is not adequately represented in the body kind of thing. So naturally the deduction is the best thing to do for Grahan Dosh is Lalita Sahasranamam. Second thing is Shiva Sahasranamam. So these are the two best remedies for any Grahan Dosh kind of a problem. So what you are trying to do is you are trying to balance the male energy and the female energy, the Shiva Shakti and the Devi Shakti kind of a thing. So in this, for example, now the Tithi is Navami. Either it is Shukla Paksha or the other waning kind of a thing. If the Tithi is Navami, the deity is Kulasundari. So it generally is represented in Lalita Sahasranam. So you try and propitiate that Kula Kundalya Kaulini Kula Sevita. So that, for example, if it is Saptami, so Navami talks about Sri Ram. So Saptami, if it is Saptami, the deity is Shivaduti. So Shivaduti, Shivaradhya, Shivamurti, Shivankari, Shivapriya, Shivapara, Shishtesh. So that shloka becomes very, very critical from a Saptami point of view too. So anything related to relationship, anything related to the stability of mind, anything related to energy imbalance, Lalita Sahasranama is fantastic because all the Devis are covered in Lalita Sahasranama. Okay. So that clearly, sort of from a Grahan Dosh perspective, it takes care of this thing, and not many texts talk about this particular aspect of Grahan Dosh actually. Second, an important thing is from a Grahan Dosh perspective, the main thing is Surya represents your ego, Moon represents your mind.
Right.
So generally, what happens is when it is corrupted or when it's conjoined by a Rahu or a Ketu, automatically the your ego sort of bloats up. Your either if it is conjoined with Ketu, you tend to become reckless from a ego perspective.
Okay.
So ideally, Surya Ketu is it's a reasonably very good combination from a spiritual perspective actually. So Surya Rahu, it actually bloats up your ego. So the best thing to do is sort of help Surya. So help somebody related to Surya. So help your father. Help anybody who is father-like person. And from a Chandra perspective, it completely derails your mind. It makes you reckless from a mind perspective. So help somebody from a motherly kind of a perspective. So those two, remedies are fantastic. So anybody who is mother-like or father-like, if there is a Grahan Dosh, it is very, very important to sort of help. Then there are individual mantras for each thing. So Surya Aditya Hridayam is very good. Anything related to Shiva Sahasranamam is good. From a moon perspective, we already spoke of Lalita Sahasranamam. So any Lalita Ashtotram is also good. So any individual mantras for, suppose you have a moon Ketu combination, and you're looking to sort of negate that Grahan Dosh to a certain extent, the best thing to do is Lalita Sahasranama and also Lalita Stotram. So these two mantras are fantastic from that point of view. Yeah. So generally, Sun, own house is Leo, and Leo is the fifth house of natural zodiac, and Moon is the fourth house. So from a fourth and the fifth perspective, generally Grahan Dosh, it's talking about removing your ego and then moving into spiritual direction. Not thinking negativity from a moon perspective and moving to a spiritual direction. So from that point of view, visiting temples, moving to educational institutions and doing your education from a reasonably good perspective is also a fantastic remedy from a Grahan Dosh
perspective.